Hi, my name is Jacob Adams. I'm a fitness and leadership coach. I help people just like you achieve more. I'm here with Eric. Eric, do you want to tell people a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Eric. I work full-time as a manager in retail. Pretty much that takes up most of my time.
Awesome. So, and what is your main thing that you do in retail? Obviously, people say, well, he's a retail Jacob, obviously. What do you see as your main, like, where do you put your heart into? Where's the heart aspect? Because I know you sell clothing.
Yeah.
Where's the heart aspect to it?
All right. Well, for me, I'm more behind the scenes of everything as far as retail. So I'm an operational manager. So I deal with all the numbers, all the paperwork, the goals, and with addition to helping associates on the floor with the general what you assume people do in retail, where they just clean up clothing, where they charge people. Like that's the general setup. But I help kind of keep the gears going.
Okay, I love it. So and I'm actually really big into systemization. Not because I'm great at it, it's probably because I'm like good at it. So I want to be a master at systemization because one of my mentors years ago told me, we rise and fall. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So I don't know if you ever knew. Then you never knew. You know I was going to tell you this. So on the logo it says developing stronger, smarter, passionate leaders, and when it came from the aspect that everything rises and falls on leadership. And then furthermore, he said, we depend on and rely on systems. And this was years ago, he told me, like this is over a decade ago. And I've always done my best. Like if someone said, Jacob, what's your weakness? I'd say it's probably developing and managing systemization in other areas of my life. Like fitness is one area where I've had systems, but I really look to like harness and master systems. Does that make any sense to you? Like when I say that, what do you think when I say that?
I understand where you're coming from, I guess. Kind of getting, not necessarily thrown into management, but kind of going through it and kind of learning at my own pace without really any knowledge of it beforehand. You kind of get that sense where you kind of see where you need to kind of figure out how to manage certain aspects of it. And if you don't, then you kind of see where it kind of falls short and where you need to pick it up.
Yeah.
So trial and error type of thing.
Yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Yeah. Okay. And so, Eric, we met early December or late November. It's hard to tell the exact date off memory. What was it?
Don't remember exactly. I want to say it was like
late November.
If anything, yeah.
So we've known each other a month, approximately.
Approximately a month, yeah.
And so before you started training, okay, so we train. So first and foremost, we train. We've been training for about a month. But, where were you? How long did you want to be in shape if for health fitness? What were you thinking? Hey, I want to X. What does X mean? What were you thinking? We talked, you said, hey, look, I know Samantha, your sister, and she's like, hey, talk to my brother Eric. So she knew you wanted to get in shape. So what is that? I say shape, but I don't know what you wanted. Shape could be anything. What did you actually want to do with your health and fitness or body?
Well, one of my ultimate goals was pretty much just to challenge my body, and because I know what the general body could do, because I see it in people. I see like those Googling like the before and after shots and seeing people's results and knowing that, like it could be done. So I want to push myself to do that for myself, not necessarily for like, okay, I want to be exactly this size. No, but just to be fit, whatever my body's version of fit is. That's kind of my ultimate goal. I've always kind of course, been overweight as a child, so I always kind of struggled with knowing that was something that kind of hindered me in all aspects of just socializing. I knew that I always wanted to be more of an active person, but I never really had enough of the drive or the knowledge or just really enough support in my life to like pretty much emotionally push me to that. So I would do it a little bit here and there by myself. I would take time and effort. Like I did the whole like like different type of workout videos. Like that was my main thing, because it was something that's what I had access to, and that's where I knew that I could start. And of course, being kind of younger, being in high school, this before I ever started working, like I never fathomed having like a personal trainer, because that was so, for me, that was like extravagant at the time, because I couldn't afford something like that. And then when I started working, I mean, I had just started from like an associate level, so it was still like very minimal money, so it was nothing that I ever felt like I could get into. So kind of just trial and error, trying different things, not necessarily having enough knowledge to know how to, I guess, get results or understanding, I guess, same thing, knowledge, understanding how results work, what type of results you'll see within like a month, a few weeks, or a few months. So of course, what people have their mindset at, you expect results quick, especially when I was younger. So whenever you don't see it, you kind of let that voice in your head kind of tell you, oh, well, maybe it's just not for me, or maybe I'm just not doing it right. So then you kind of just give up. You go back and fall back into your routine. So that was kind of the struggle. I constantly went through that since being a teenager.
Since what age did you start that struggle?
Mainly probably around like 14.
Okay.
Because 14 is right when I pretty much started high school. And of course, high school, that's when everything changes. So like that's really where a person, like, at least for me, that's when I really tried to question, okay, what kind of person am I? What do I like versus what I generally was told to like? Yeah, so I've always been very much an artistic type of person. I always say it runs in the family, because my older sister is very artistic. My younger brother is very artistic as well. So we each have like our little nicks that we enjoy for that. So I don't know, I always just enjoy stuff like that. But getting through college, because I did go to college for a few years. I have my associate's degree in graphic design. And so the education kind of like, I use that as an excuse in a sense to, oh, well, these are the hours I have to go to school, so I don't have time. Like I didn't make time for myself in that sense, to like, you know, dedicate myself, you know what, let's try something here. Probably once I finished getting my associate's degree, I had started, again, same routine, kind of trying the workout video. I was in one of my past relationships with someone who actually pushed me a little bit more than people before, so that was great. We used to live close to a park, and we had a track on it, so we would constantly we started walking, then we started jogging, and I had gotten to a pretty good point. Like I didn't really physically see as much results, but my endurance, as far as like just even like a slight jog, like jogging forward and back, like I had built myself up to the point where I could do it nonstop for like the whole thing. So that was awesome. But then again, what I always told myself, like life kind of happened, things happened with work, with kind of trying to, I think at the time I started working again because I'd stopped working near the end of college. Getting my mindset more into like driving myself in business, because I had never before college, like 2009, 2010, I had never really been anything as far as management, and I always wanted to be in management. So I kind of let go a little bit, because I always felt like I had to sacrifice. So I kind of sacrificed my health and my fitness to try to get my mindset more into like business, trying to start off in a place where, okay, I start off as a seasonal cashier. I'm like, okay, my next goal, stay as a regular cashier. I did that. Okay, what's the next level? Head cashier, which this is the way the company worked at the time. So 3 months passed and I got that position. Like, okay, and then like just keep trying to climb up there in retail. That was pretty much my goal.
Well, congratulations for that too, for that focus.
Yeah.
Because you know, some people might understand it and then some people may not apply it. So you seem like a person that knew what you wanted and you went after it.
Yeah, that's pretty much, I went in to work in retail, into this job that I'm at right now, with that mindset of, okay, this is where I want to be. What do I have to do how fast can I get myself to it? Let me challenge myself to prove to other people that, you know what, look at me, I have the drive. And so I guess it started with stuff like that. That's where I had that mindset. So awesome, so that worked. And so then cut to this past year, again, last year, 2016, the majority of it, I had gone through a pretty bad breakup. And so I, again, just kind of dove myself more into work versus my health. And I was very kind of just, I got to the point where I kept telling myself I was happy, but then it's because I had to keep telling myself I was happy versus just feeling it. So then like I kind of dragged in a sense. And so I knew that I wanted to.
You had to show up with a smile. Is that?
Yeah.
I don't want to lead you into that.
No. But yeah.
I know in the professional world we kind of have to.
Of course, yeah. That's one of the things. Especially, I know anywhere they tell you leave all your emotions at the door. Once you're like in the store, your mindset is this is how you feel, this is how you have to act.
It's a bit tough.
Yeah. So you have to like kind of be cold to yourself and to your emotions and to everything you feel. And of course, at least from my experience, in order to be a good manager, a good leader in a sense, you have to let that go or kind of ignore it, because now your focus is all these people, all your, for me, my associates, because I have to worry about them and I have to worry about customers and I have to worry about all this other stuff. So like that was like in the back of my mind. But I had just gotten to the point where, you know what, same thing with retail. I got to the point where I was like, you know what, this is a point where I need to stop. I need to give myself back kind of to myself in a sense. Like I have to, I told myself I need to be more selfish, because I gave myself so much to work that it was draining everything. Like I said, I was very artistic. So I used to paint, I used to read, I used to draw, I used to do a lot of graphic design stuff. And I noticed I kind of had an epiphany, I guess, at a certain point that, you know what, I slowly let all that go. And now I'm just here. And it was literally just wake up, go to work, come back. Wake up, go to work, come back. Like that was my mindset. And I told myself, okay, I always knew that, okay, well, in the future, I'll have more time for myself. I'll have more time for this. And then I kept thinking, well, when is that going to happen? When am I going to do that? Why do I keep saying in the future? Like it's going to happen in years, but it's not going to happen if I don't start and if I don't like kind of put my foot down and like, no, you're starting now.
That's the big revelation to anything. It's the moment where we say like, no, I have to carve out the space.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I did. I started kind of letting go from work so much. Not that I was slacking or anything. I was still doing everything I needed to do, but I didn't let myself get so emotionally involved into everything in the store. I kind of pulled back a little bit, and then I started pushing myself into painting. That's what I started with. And it was very relaxing. I enjoyed it so much. And then like I kind of like felt myself coming back, like with that, my emotions going into, because with painting, I always like let my emotions out to it. So once like I finished a piece, like it just felt nice, and I'm like, you know what, I need more.
So like, you're a true artist. I mean, I know you already said that, but once I think someone could say something to me, and you know, I have that with some of their feelings when I create a video or write or create a meme or anything. It's I even was hearing that girl from Pitch Perfect. What's her name? The main singer, Anna Kendrick, and she says that it feels good to let the crazy out. And that's obviously, you're not crazy, I'm not crazy. It's just like, I think that artists have this, we get energized by creating.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Almost
if it's in you, it's almost draining. Like people are like, well, we let out energy. How is it energizing? It's just because you see, it's almost like you feel liberated. I feel liberated.
Yeah. And then you see, I guess, like the result of that, and then like you want more of it. So in a weird sense, like that creates more energy, and you like to push yourself more for it. So completely.
Yeah. So congratulations on all that. And then so then I know a little bit of what you said was that were struggling with the social stuff, and this is what triggered in my head, so I'm not repeating verbatim. The social stuff, you were frustrated. I close my eyes when I can kind of, the triggers, the flags come back up, like this is what I heard. And it was the social stuff that you felt there was a dynamic there that you felt fitness would help with, and also there was an aspect of frustration because of the knowledge and emotional drive. And so those were some of the keys I got from your starting point. And you had tried in the past and then sort of stop with the videos.
Yeah.
And then you also had the moment where you were running for a little bit and then you had some progress. And so when was the moment where you go, all right, time to do something about it, let's talk? Like I called you, I texted you, say, hey, let's talk. When Sam said, hey, talk to my brother, I reached out to you. Before that though, what was the trigger? What was the agitator?
It kind of came out of nowhere. I want to say about maybe within the month before we officially started talking, I kind of just, like, it popped in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna get a trainer. Like, cause it's like, I didn't think about it. I'm like, you know what? No, I've worked so hard. I make this amount of money. I'm really, I guess, frugal in a sense with my money. So I'm smart with trying to spend it. I'm like, you know what? This is what stopped me before, because I thought about getting a trainer, but at the time I didn't get much hours, I didn't get much money. And so I just kind of let that idea go. And then that idea kind of came back to me. And I'm like, you know what? I can afford this. And it's something that it would feel nice to have someone there with me that has complete knowledge of everything, every aspect of fitness, and that could really influence me and inspire me and energize me to push myself for that. So I think at the time I told my mother about it, and so that's when I started telling people about it. So my mother, and she's actually the one that kind of she talks to my sister every day, so she mentioned it to her. So my sister ended up kind of sending me a text message saying, hey, I heard that you want to do this. I'm like, yeah. And I told her I just don't have any experience with it. So I know she has experience because she's always been into fitness. She's been karate when she was a kid, for years. So she kind of knows a lot more about that world than I do. And she's been so many different type of gyms and everything when she used to live down here. So I was like, this is perfect. She had the knowledge to help me try to find someone. And of course I had a reservation because I didn't know what to expect. I knew that I wanted to find someone that would help me, but I didn't want to find someone that would just tell me what to do without explaining anything, without taking
Was that a real concern?
Yeah, that was a concern.
And I didn't know that. See, I remember I was like, well, how can I help this person? And it was like, well, explain things.
Because of course, in anything you look into, there's the people that want to help you, and then there's people that are just in it for the money, or they're in it, but they're not kind of invested in the person. And so
they don't bring as much of their fabric into it, their fabric, their inner fabric.
Yeah, exactly. So I just didn't know where